Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Happy Friday. So today we're going to talk about stress eating and binge eating and why we do it and how we can avoid it. So my name is Kelsie Michaud, and I am a certified health and life coach, and I help people gain control of emotional eating so that they can just feel healthy and confident as they make peace with food and their body. So whatever the stress is, whether you're having an upcoming deadline, maybe at work, or you're running late, or the kids are just driving you crazy, stressful life events, they tend to trigger our cravings, and they trigger them specifically for comfort foods. And the easiest solution always seems to be just plopping yourself down in front of the TV, with a bag of chips or some chocolate ice cream. But halfway through that pint of ice cream, that's usually when that guilt and the frustration will kind of set in. And this is because eating is actually a coping mechanism for stress. But studies have actually shown that it does nothing to decrease our stress levels, and it can only lead to end up leading to weight gain instead. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Thanks for coming on today. So why do we eat when we're stressed? Well, stress will actually trigger our body's fight or flight response. So when it does that, the cortisol, which is a hormone in our body, will actually be released into our bloodstream. And the cortisol, it actually increases our hunger, and then it's going to make your body start craving. And your body knows that, okay, well, now that you're craving something, like when you're hungry, it's a signal to your body that you need energy. Hi, Wendy. How are you? Thanks for coming on. So this cortisol, it's telling your body, okay, I'm hungry now, and your body's saying, all right, I need energy, so I need to refuel, I need to replace that energy. Well, your body at that point just wants what is the quickest form of energy, and that ends up being junk food, because it goes through our bloodstream so quickly, and it gives us that quick burst of energy. But the problem with that is that it's going to shoot your blood sugar right up, and it's going to spike it, and then you're going to have, it's going to drop. And then you're going to be on that crazy craving roller coaster, because it's not going to stop unless you start giving it some really good nourishing food and stop reaching for the quick energy. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep reaching for that quick energy, because you're not going to get off of that roller coaster, because you're going to have to constantly try to be replenishing that energy rather than having a steady stream of energy and not having those up and down spikes. Okay, let me know if that makes sense for you. If you have any questions at all as I go along, please pop it in the comments. So, like I said, we especially will go for that junk food, right away when our body is low on energy, because it's going to give us that quick burst. But, the only thing is, unfortunately, these are the foods that actually will increase our stress even more, and then it just will contribute to our weight gain, which we do not want. So, and if you are to the point of being like overwhelmed by stress, that can also mess with your normal eating habits, because that's going to actually divert your attention away from your thoughts that were actually like the thoughts that you're actually wanting to avoid. And this can serve as a temporary distraction for us, but it gives us some comfort to begin with, but ultimately it doesn't solve that internal issue that we have going on inside. And studies have actually shown that stress levels do not decrease after overeating or a binge, especially on junk food, because junk food can actually make our anxiety even worse. So, do you ever wonder, if your stress eating is the same as binge eating? Well, binge eating is actually when you're consuming these excessive amounts of food, in a short window, like in a short period of time. So overeating, overeating because of stress could actually be considered a form of binge eating. But a major difference between binge eating and stress eating is that people with binge eating will actually feel better after the binge. Whereas if you're just sporadically, binging because of stress, because something's bothering you, you don't end up feeling better afterwards. And because you will typically feel better after a binge, that's why people will chronically binge eat. So I want to talk to you kind of about like some of the things that you can actually do if you're feeling really stressed or you're feeling the need to binge or go reach for something, rather than dealing with the internal issue that's going on. What you really need to do is deal with that issue. You need to just face it head on. If you stop for a moment, like stop yourself in your tracks, even just for a moment, you're going to see that, you know, you're breaking that trigger in your brain that's telling you, okay, go get some food right now because I'm stressed out. I just want to feel better and I want to feel better right away. And that's what your body does. It's going to seek comfort for you. So, that comfort comes in the form of food for a lot of us. So when you stop for a moment and you don't let that happen right away, you're tripping that trigger on your brain, and you're going to start creating almost like a new habit just by stopping for a moment and giving time for that craving to pass. So, you know, address what's actually making you stressed rather than just distracting yourself with food. Or you could just make some plans with friends, you know, that way you're feeling less lonely, because sometimes we're just feeling lonely. It could be loneliness, or, you know, by surrounding yourself with friends, that can help you fight your cravings. And you can also do something that's really relaxing for you to help calm that stress. You know, just go for a walk, take a nice long hot bubble bath, you know, do something for yourself. Meditate for 10 minutes. You know, it's amazing what some meditation can do. And there's so many, you know, good apps out there, and YouTube, and there's so many things out there that can help you to meditate just for a quick few minutes to help you stop that connection with automatically turning to the food, where you can actually make a new connection with your brain to actually do something else for yourself to give that craving time to pass. And then if you really feel like you have to indulge in something, you know, accept your stress for what it is. And sorry, my dog sees a squirrel or chipmunk outside. She's wanting to go out, if you can hear her in the background. But really, accept your stress for what it is and allow yourself to have something and like really savor it and eat it mindfully, which means, you know, slow down and don't scarf it down. That way you're not losing control, and then you're not going to eat it in such large amounts. So there actually are some foods that are better to choose when you're stressed, like the foods that are like higher in nutrients and antioxidants. And I know they're not exactly maybe what you're craving when you're stressed out, but they have actually shown to they help decrease your stress in the long run. They improve your immunity, and it gives you like a better source of energy instead of you know, that like reaching for a bag of chips, or like a handful of you could have like a handful of blueberries or almonds, or other foods that are just really high in nutrients, like salmon or avocado, asparagus, grass-fed beef, even dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is an awesome snack. I have a nice piece every day, and it's full of tons of health benefits, as long as it's like 65 or 75% or higher. It helps prevent strokes. It's great for heart health. It's got a long list of benefits, but yeah, so there are better choices, because those better choices that are higher in nutrients, when you're stressed out, they are actually, they're going to make you feel better. They're going to improve your mood. So then you're going to be less stressed in the long run. So it's a win-win. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I'm going to hop off, but I hope everybody has a very beautiful day, beautiful Friday, a beautiful weekend too, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.